දුක්තේ අදමා ඔබ වෙත ඉදිරිපත් කරන්නේ මේ HND quantity surveying පාඨමාලාවක් ඔබ හදාරනවා නම් ඒ යටතේ තියෙන construction technology කියලා සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකක් තියෙන විෂයක්. ඒ විෂයේ construction technology කියන එකේ දෙවන ලෙක්චර් එක. මේකේ පළවෙනි එකත් මම ඉදිරිපත් කරා. එතකොට ඔබට ඒකත් නරඹන්න පුළුවන්. මම මේ වීඩියෝ එකේ ඒකේ ලින්ක් එක විස්තර ඇතුළත් කරන්නම්. එතකොට අද අපි මේකේ දෙවෙනි කොටසෙන් හමු වෙන්නේ. එතකොට අපි බලමු දෙවෙනි කොටස මොනවාද තියෙන්නේ කියලා. එතකොට structural stability of a building. එතකොට අපි මුල් එකේදී අඳුරගත්ත බිල්ඩින් එකක් කියන්නේ කොහොමද කියන එක පිළිබඳව මුල් පාඩමේදී අපි මේකෙදි බලමු a building which is constructed for a specific purpose has to satisfy all expected services requirements required for that particular building. Out of all the requirement, structural strength of building is one of the most important requirement of the building, which must be satisfied by all the building. When other requirements speak about the comfort of the user and efficiency of the usage of the building, structural stability certificate emphasizes the safety of the users of the building and visitors of the building as well. तर අපි මෙතන මේ structural stability එක ගොඩනැගිල්ලක් හැදුවට ඒකේ ව්‍යුහාත්මක ශක්තිමත් භාවය පිළිබඳව තමයි මෙතන මේ structural stability එකෙන් කතා කරන්නේ. එතකොට ඒක තමයි ඊටමත් වැදගත්ම කොටස වෙන්නේ බිල්ඩින් එකක් ගත්තම. Structural stability of the building is the condition of safely transferring the load on the building safely to the soil through the various structural members which are designed and built for the satisfaction of the design requirements as per the code of practice. එතකොට අපි building එක design කරනකොට මේ building codes කියලා වර්ගයක් තියෙනවා. මම මේක ඒ අනුව තමයි අපි මේක euro codes උදාහරණයක් විදිහට ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ අනුව තමයි building එක design කරන්නේ. එතකොට අපි මතුවන් දෙනක බලමු මේ building codes ගැන lecture එකක්. ඉතින් මේ අනුව තමයි මේක ඩිසයින් කරන්නේ. එතකොට මේකේ තියෙන මේ බර බිල්ඩින් එකේ තියෙන ලෝඩ් එක භාරය ඊට ආරක්ෂිත ලෙස පොළොවට ට්‍රාන්ස්ෆර් කිරීමක් තමයි මේ ස්ට්‍රක්චර් එකකින් කරන්නේ. අපි ඉදිරියට ගිහිල්ලා බලමු. expansion joint moment joints කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියන එක ඊළඟට. an expansion joint or moment joint is an assembly designed to hold parts together while safely absorbing temperature-induced expansion and contraction of the building material and vibration, or to allow movements due to ground settlements or seismic activities. They are commonly found between sections of buildings, bridges, sidewalks, railway tracks, piping system, ships and other structures. එතකොට මේ එක්ස්පැන්ෂන් ජොයින්ට් එකේදී කරන්නේ යම්සි පාර්ට්ස් කොටස් දෙකක් බිල්ඩින් එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, එහෙම නැත්නම් මාර්ගයක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, එහෙම නැත්නම් රේල්වේ ට්‍රැක් එකක් රේල් පාරක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, නල මාර්ගයක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේ උෂ්ණත්වය වැඩි වෙනකොට ඒක ප්‍රසාරණේ දරා ගන්නත් උෂ්ණත්වය අඩු වෙනකොට තියෙන සංකෝචනයේ දරා ගැනීමට හැකි වෙන පරිදි තියෙන ජොයින්ට් එකක් විදිහට අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් මේ expansion joint එක කියන එකට. බොහෝට අපි දන්නත් භෞතික විද්‍යාවේ රේඛීය ප්‍රසාරණය පිළිබඳ අපි සාකච්ඡා කරලා තියෙනවා. රේඛීය ප්‍රසාරණය ඒ වගේ දෙයක්. එතකොට රේඛීය යම් ලෝහයක් එහෙම ලෝහයක් උෂ්ණත්වය වෙනසක් වෙනකොට ප්‍රසාරණයේ උෂ්ණත්වය අඩු වෙනවා නම් උෂ්ණත්වය ඉහළ යනවා නම් ප්‍රසාරණය වෙන උෂ්ණත්වය පහළ යනවා නම් සංකෝචන වෙන්නේ. එතකොට මේක රේඛීය සිදුවන රේඛී ප්‍රසාරණය කියලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. හොඳයි අපි ඊට පස්සේ බලමු ඒක මම අමතර කරුණක් විදිහට කිව්වේ. ඉතින් මේක ගැන ඔබට තව ඩොට් හොයලා බලන්න පුළුවන්. භෞතික විද්‍යා පාඩම එක වෙනම තියෙනවා මේ සම්බන්ධව. හොඳයි. Variation in the temperature of a structure can result in thermal movements of its constituent parts. Most building materials will expand which rises in temperature caused, in most cases, by solar heat gain. In many solid materials, not liquid, the expansion will usually be greater along the long dimension of the material as opposed to the short. Liquids tend to expand in all directions when heated. So දැන් මෙතනදී කියන්නේ තර building materials ගොඩනැගිලි ඉදිකීම සඳහා භාවිත කරන materials හිරු රශ්මිය මගින් උෂ්ණත්වය ඉහළ යාමකදී මේක ප්‍රසාරණය වීමක් වෙනවා. එතකොට මේක බොහෝ විට වෙන්නේ මේ long dimension එක හරහා තමයි. කියන්නේ ඉහළ රේඛීයව තමයි ප්‍රසාරණය සිදු වෙන්නේ කියන එක තමයි මෙතනද කියන්නේ. It was durability. Durability is the resistance to degradation of products, materials, buildings and other built assets over time. This can be a difficult property to assess. While a tough material may be hard to touch, but it may also be non-durable if it decomposes or is eroded in relatively short period of time. So durability කියන්නේ මේක කල්පනාත්මක කියන එක තමයි බලන්නේ. ඉතින් මේක බලමු මොනවද තියෙන කියලා. Many factors affect durability. When concerning the nature of the material itself or the way it has been assembled with other material. So molecular structure එක. මේ molecular කියන්නේ අණුක ව්‍යුහය මේ ඒක අපිට durability එකට බලනවා. Resistant to damp, moisture and water. Moist තෙතමනේට තියෙන ප්‍රතිරෝධය. Resistant to corrosive substance. ඊට පස්සේ මල බැඳීමට තියෙන දුර්වලතාවය වගේ. Resistant to vermin and other aggressive animals. සතුන් මගින් වන සිනුවන හානිය. Animal life such as wood boring beetles වගේ දැව වගේ දේවල් සතුන් මගින් හානි සිදු කරනවා. Resistant to mold and rot. Fire resistant. Ability to accept movement. Resistance to atmospheric pollution. Resistant to heat and cold. Capacity for moisture absorption. Surface profile. Orientation, text and color. Right. It was a balance weather and moisture resistant. Weather resistant is the ability of a material to prevent corrosion, loss of material or any sort of deterioration due to prolonged exposure to harsh environmental and weather condition. Harsh environmental and weather condition include an acidic atmosphere with high temperature, pollution, humidity, strong sunlight, wind, moisture, snow or extreme temperature condition. Moisture resistant is mainly concerned with the medium's ability to maintain dimensional stability when exposed to high humidity and changes in humidity. Dimensional stability is related to the ability of a medium to maintain dimensions when exposed to some adverse conditions such as moisture content, heat, the application of load and passage of time. Aesthetic appearance. The aesthetic appearance of a building is one of the principal aspects considered in architecture. Changes in the appearance of material can differ due to kinetic of the responses related to the material resistance as well as due to intensity of the degrading factors. In general, there are diverse processes that affect the aesthetical performance of building elements through their service life. Weathering is predominantly related to the superficial level deterioration, and its intensity depends on microclimatic conditions. Decay is a biotic degradation process affecting both a material's functionality and aesthetics. Waterlogging is a slow deterioration process in anaerobic condition due to the activity of bacteria. Other processes hazards that can influence the appearance of building material are impossible to forecast during designing phase. Right, then fire resistant. Fire resistance is the property of a material such as insulation or assembly to withstand fire and continue to perform its given function or provide containment of a fire for a specified period of time. Active fire protection, passive fire protection. Good design features can ensure that only limited damage will result if fire breaks out. Passive fire protection measures can be defined as products that are built into the fabric of building to restrict the growth and spread of fire and smoke. Active fire protection is about detecting, stopping and escaping fire, whereas passive fire protection means containing the fire and preventing it from spreading further. Sound insulation. Sound insulation relates to the total ability of a building element or building structure to lower the sound transmission through it. Two types of sound insulation might be referred to as airborne sound insulation and impact sound insulation. Wall insulation. Vertical barriers. Walls and partitions are the vertical barriers to noise. Their proper design and construction may insulate the sound to the desired level. Wall construction used for sound insulation may be four types: rigid and massive homogeneous walls, partitions of porous materials, double wall partition, cavity wall type construction. Floors, wooden joint floors, doors and windows, insulating sanitary fittings. So sound insulation, you can see some images here. Head track, look at the image here. Head track, 20 mm air gap, 14 mm metal C stud, 100 mm lightweight block, quilt, plasterboard. Here also acoustic 4 mm barrier mat. Thermal resistance. Thermal resistance of a material is a measure of how resistant it is to the transfer of heat across it. The thermal resistance of a material is measured by its R value. The higher the R value of a material, the more effective it is as an insulator. The heat transmission through a building wall or similar construction can be expressed as HT equal UADT, where HT is heat flow, joules per second. U mean overall heat transfer coefficient, U value. A equal wall area, cubic square meter or square feet likewise. DT means temperature differential, Fahrenheit or Kelvin. The overall heat transfer coefficient, the U value, describe how well a building element conduct heat or the rate of transfer of heat in watt or in watts through 1 unit area, that is square meter or square feet of a structure, divided by the difference in temperature across the structure. You can see on your right side the image how the heat transferring mechanism explaining here works, which we are speaking or explaining right now. HT, heat flow of a wall. Right. Then sustainability. Sustainability means meeting our own needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. In addition to natural resources, we also need social and economic resources. Sustainability is not just environmentalism. Embedded in most definitions of sustainability, we also find concerns for social equity and economic development. It means sustainability without අපේ භාවිතය සඳහා සම්පත් උපරිම උපරිම ප්‍රයෝජන ගන්නවා, ඒකම ඒක ඉදිරිපර පොටත් ආරක්ෂා කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒක සස්ටේනබිලිටි බොහෝ විට කාරණා තුනක් යටතේ කතා කරනවා. We discuss sustainability in three aspects, that is economic, environmental and social community. Means economic, environmental and social. Sustainability in construction, right? Now we will see sustainability, how the sustainability applies in construction sector. Okay, sustainable construction means using recyclable and renewable material in building projects and minimizing energy consumption and waste production. The primary goal of the sustainable construction method is to reduce its impact on our environment. Sustainable construction does not end after the completion of the building project. The design of the building itself should have a minimal impact on environment or the structure's lifespan. It means that the design of the building should incorporate elements and materials that have a continuous influence on the structure's environmental impact. On-site and off-site construction. Okay, now we will see what is on-site construction. Refer to the traditional construction method in which structures are built sequentially in their permanent location. You can see these structures. Say workers are working in this image on the site where the structure is permanently going to build. Whereas we will see the process consists mainly of a design phase and a build phase. Late design changes are possible. No need to move large modules. Easy to renovate and expand. Weather delays increase safety risk for workers. Are some disadvantages of the on-site construction. Okay, now we will see off-site construction. Involves designing, planning and prefabricating different construction elements in a separate location, that is a factory, and bringing them together for rapid on-site assembly. Off-site structures are manufactured in controlled environment, making it possible to monitor the quality of every module or component. This makes it easier to plan ahead and add some much needed speed and accuracy to the construction process. Speed, increase quality control, reliability and precision, increase cost effectiveness, increase safety for workers, less disruption to clients and neighbors, energy efficiency, minimal waste and increase sustainability. Not every site is suitable. Late changes are a challenge. It demands detailed planning and coordination. You can see how this structural off-site construction is going on in this image. So you can see the modules are redesigned and built and assembled. The site where it's going to permanently reside. Okay. Legal requirements. At each and every stage of a project, it is important to pay attention on legal requirements to ensure surrounding areas does not affect by the construction. Construction law involves any legal issue related to the construction of a building or other structures. Legal issues related to construction activities can arise under central government, provincial council or local laws. Central government status such as workplace safety regulation and employment laws can impose requirements on work sites and hiring practices. Provincial council may also impose additional regulation on top of the federal one, which can range from safety and employment to environmental rules. Local ordinance may impose additional restriction on zoning and construction noise. With all of the levels of government playing a role in construction regulation, legal issues can arise in a number of ways. Common construction related legal disputes include workplace injuries and accidents, construction defects, contract issues, and problems with obtaining the proper planning or building permit. Legal requirements. The statutory obligation applicable to the design, construction and operation of buildings are extensive and complicated, and they will depend on the specific nature of the proposed development. It is very important that contracts and appointments documents make it clear whose responsibility it is to satisfy statutory obligation and who is bearing the risk of failure to satisfy a statutory obligation. For example, on a design and build project, the contractor may be required to prepare and submit a planning application, but the client may accept the risk that planning permission will not be granted. While statutory obligations are many and varied, and there can be many additional obligations that relate to the final use that a building is put to. A very broad summary of some categories of statutory obligations are presented below. Building, planning, health and safety, noise, environmental pollution, traffic. Buildability. Buildability is a pre-construction exercise that assess designs from the perspective of those that will manufacture, install components and carry out the construction work. It should not be confused with the value engineering, which is used to solve problems and identify and eliminate unwanted cost. Though some processes are common to both activities. In a very broad term, buildability should assess elements of the design in relation to achieving a desired final quality, meeting the program requirements, de-risking perceived problems, and achieving optimum value for money. Advances in computer-aided design, CAD, and computer-aided manufacturing, CAM, computer-aided design and computer-aided manufacturing, as well as the introduction of built-in information modeling, are immensely helpful in visualizing many aspects of buildability. However, the availability of technology does not remove the need for engaging practitioners who have hard-won experience and awareness of on-site practicalities and potential pitfalls. The contractor is often best placed to advise on issues of buildability, and some procurement methods such as construction management, management contracting, and design and build allow early appointment of the contractor to offer advice and feedback on design proposals as they develop. Health and safety. A safe and healthy working environment is a basic right of every worker. However, the global situation falls short from this right. More than 125 million workers are victims of occupational accidents and diseases in single year. Of these, approximately 220,000 workers die and about 10 million are seriously injured. Due to the ever-changing environment and temporary nature of the construction industry, it contributes major components of four mentioned accidents. It is common in Sri Lanka. Underprivileged community has involved in construction industry. This leads to labor exploitation. Contractors always try to maximize the profit. Hence, they always try to allocate lesser amount for health and safety, resulting under resources and poor trained labor force at the site. Top management, middle management, and even site personnel are much aware of the benefit that can be gained through good health and safety practices. However, it is sad to say that poor safety performance of the construction industry continues. This may be due to the poor safety culture, low education, lack of resources, poor commitment. So here are the health and safety symbols, how to improve the health and safety. Likewise, you can see some images. See danger. What are the signs? Use ear protectors. Likewise, warning sign. You can write. You can see on your right hand side image. Okay, now we have come to the end of this session. Today we have discussed the second part of the construction technology subject, the first part I have discussed in a separate video, so I will put that link or the video description with this video, so you can see that one also. So that the HND context serving students, as HND context serving students, I think that you may gain some knowledge related to the subjects, related to the construction technology module that you supposed to follow if you are following HND in context surveying for Pearson qualification. Then these videos would be benefited for you. By the time, I request you to put your valuable comments down below the video link so that I can improve it, or the areas where I can find it to improve further. And also I would like to mention you that if you are interested for a particular topic in relation to the HND context serving diploma, you may put your comments here as well. Okay, and also at last I would like to suggest you, I like to propose that if you think that this video is helpful for you, then you can share this video to your friends and colleagues. Also, you can subscribe this channel so that whenever I put a new video, you may get a notification so that you can easily access to the new videos. Okay, I will be coming to you again very soon with a new and fresh topic. Until then, goodbye for all of you. හොඳයි, මේ වීඩියෝ එකෙන් මම හිතනවා මේ construction technology HND context serving වලට අදාළ construction technology එකේ සම්බන්ධ දෙවනි කොටස අපි අවසන් කරේ. ඉතින් මේ වීඩියෝ එක පළවෙනි කොටස ඔබ නරඹුවේ නැත්නම් ඒකෙත් මම මේ වීඩියෝ එකේ link description එකක් දාන්නම් මේ වීඩියෝ එකේ ඉහළින්. ඔබට ඒකට ඒකට access කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක මේ වීඩියෝ එක විනෝන ඔබේ අදහස් පාතින් දක්වන්න. ඒකම ඔබේ යාළුවෙන්ට මේක ෂෙයා කරන්න. මේ වීඩියෝ එක වටිනවා කියලා ඔබ යම් දෙයක් දැනුමක් ලබා ගත්තා නම් උන්ටත් මේක බැලීමට ඔබට පුළුවන් ෂෙයා කරන්න. ඒකම තවත් මේ channel එකත් ඔබ subscribe කරලා තියාගන්න. එහෙම වුණොත් මම අලුතෙන් වීඩියෝ එකක් යොදපු ගමන් ඔබට ඒක access කරගන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් මේ ආකාරයටම දැන් මේ construction technology කියන module එකේ තවත් බොහෝ දේවල් ඔබට ඉගෙන ගන්න තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒ වගේම තවත් වීඩියෝ එකකින් මම ඔබ වෙත හමු වෙන තෙක් අද දිනට මම ඔබගෙන් සමු ගන්නවා. ඉතින් ඔබ සැමට සුබ දවසක් වේවා. ආයුබෝවන්.